The humanist form of education was founded by Petrarch in the 1350s during the Renaissance. It was started in Italy, and the first humanist schools were in Italy. The students were enrolled as early as the age 5, and they were required. And the youngest students were taught how to spell and read, whereas the older the students got, they were required to memorize scriptures that were in Latin and Greek. These humanist grammar schools were free, and they were free public schools, and they taught kids who were poor or rich as long as they wanted to go to school. The humanist form of education spread to France first. By 1520, the humanist form of education was in colleges all throughout Paris, and nearly every city in France had a humanist school or a grammar school that taught humanist education. The students in France were required to learn how to read and write Greek and Latin, and they were also taught Greek grammar. Only the top students of every class were allowed to read Aristotle and Plato and Socrates. After France, humanist education spread to Spain and Portugal. Before it spread to Spain and Portugal, the Spanish sent their kids to Italy to learn, and the Portuguese sent their kids to France to learn. And in Spain, when the humanist form of education took hold, the students were taught Aristotelian literature, and they also were taught Greek grammar. The form of education spread to England after Spain and Portugal. There, the children were required to learn Greek and Latin, and they were required to write in Latin and read Greek. They weren't required to write Greek, but they were required to read Greek. After it spread to England, it went to Germany and the Low Countries. By the late 15th century and the early 16th, grammar schools that taught humanist forms of education were found throughout abbeys all through Germany. So the humanist form of education was known for its rapid spread throughout Europe. It opened the students' eyes to the Greek and Latin culture of ancient Rome and ancient Greece. This enables the students of this generation to be smarter than the generation before them, and it also kickstarted the technological advances and the thought processes that are now known today. The humanist form of education taught the kids to learn and to question their authorities and question the simple things in life. And because of it, there was a lot of things that were invented through their questioning and their curiosity.